All right, guys, today we're going to be working on a 2006 Honda Civic, and the AC went out. For no apparent reason, the AC stopped working. The first thing you want to check on these cars is the relay, the AC relay. This right here is your AC relay. If it's bad, it will not engage your compressor. The next thing you want to check is the AC clutch fuse. This 7.5 is your AC clutch fuse. These two are replaced and it's still not working. The next thing you want to check is your freon level. If you got low freon, it's not gonna activate the pressure switch. A low system will not activate your compressor, and the freon pressure switch is right here. So I already checked it. I got freon in the system. Still doesn't work. The next thing you can do is bypass your AC clutch. So in order to bypass the AC clutch, AC on, jumper wire, compressor not engaging. I went ahead and removed this inner liner right here just to get more access to the compressor. That was easy, took about 5 minutes. My next option is to either replace the whole AC compressor or install a clutch kit. I am going to attempt to install a clutch kit. All right, guys, with the belt on, I don't have the proper puller to pull that clutch assembly off, so I'm gonna try to make it work with the C-clamp. So what I did is I put a C-clamp on the clutch to hold it, and then I used that 14mm to take that center nut off the clutch. All right, with that C-clamp on, 14mm. Oh, looks like it's coming. Oh, landed right on my hand. What I'm doing right now is just hitting it from the back with a little pry bar. There it is. Hopefully it's slide. All right, the pulley will not come out because the shaft is so tight in against the frame rail that it's not allowing this pulley to come out. So I'm gonna loosen those 4 bolts on the compressor, and hopefully the rest of it will come out. All right, guys. Well, I got those 4 bolts off the compressor. That pulley slid right out because it was able to clear the shaft with the frame rail. Oh my God. Well, that clip came off pretty easy. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. My light was kind of blocking it. All right, guys, well, it actually came out a lot easier than what I anticipated. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit intimidated by this job, but so far it's going pretty smooth. This is the old pulley that came out of my car, the old clutch assembly. This is the new one that's gonna go in. One thing you want to do is shim the clutch assembly properly, and it comes with the recommended shims right here. Mine was about a credit card thickness on the old one. All right, guys, here's a side-by-side comparison of the old one and the new one. This is the old one, the old clutch AC clutch assembly. Looks pretty wore out. There's the clutch coil right there. Here's a new one. There's a big difference on these two. Seems like just the center part was engaging on the old one. The new one's completely flat, and it seems like the whole thing would engage on the clutch hub. And there's that clutch coil on the new one. So like I said, the removal was fairly easy. Actually came out really easy. The clutch coil has a little notch right here. You want to make sure you line it up with this little notch right there. So tap it in gently. So this went on pretty easy. I'm just pushing it in with the screwdriver. Alright guys, here's where I'm at with it so far. The shims that come with the Amazon kit, the center bore, the inside diameter of the shims are bigger than the shaft on the AC compressor. So as I was installing them, the shims are going everywhere. So what I did right here is I just glued them with some RTV silicone, and basically just gonna hold them in place while I tighten it up. So I'm gonna install it like that, and once I get the nut on there, it should hold them. Able to fit my credit card right in between the clutch hub and the clutch pulley. So I'm gonna roll with it. Now, all right, I got the compressor installed. 4 bolts, fairly easy. This little guy right here was a little tricky, but I got it. It's the green wire is the ground, red one's obviously the power. I ended up using 5 shims, just like I mentioned earlier. Got the belt on, and we're gonna give it a shot. Fingers crossed this works. 40 bucks. Now all I gotta do is install the liner. This liner right here, the bottom liner. I use the C-clamp to hold the clutch face onto the clutch pulley. Then I was able to take that 14 millimeter off. Once I got that nut off, I 19 millimeter take the belt off. I use the 22 to pry on the 19. 12 millimeter to loosen up the compressor so I was able to get the pulley off. This little guy right here is what I use to take that little Phillip head ground off the compressor. And just the only thing I didn't use out of the kit was the nut and the snap ring. Oh, I also bought a snap ring set from Harbor Freight. This is the one that didn't fit. This is the snap ring that came with the kit that did not fit. It was too thick, so I used the original. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Overall, I think the job was fairly easy. At first, I was a little intimidated by the job just because there's not that much space to work on in the car. But once I got started, I realized that it was going to be fairly easy. It took me about 2.5 hours to do the job. That's taking my time. Make sure it's done right. Right now it's blowing 39 degrees out the vent, so it's AC is definitely working good. I definitely want to keep an eye on it and maybe follow back with you guys in a few months, see how it's working out. I did get quoted to get this AC fix around $600. That's with the new AC compressor, new expansion valve, new refrigerant, vacuumed, labor installed. So from $600, I did it for 40 bucks. I'm pretty happy about that. And for this car, the symptoms on this car, it was working fine from 1 minute to the next. So the AC was working good, and then just suddenly stopped working. So every car is different, but I just want to throw that out there. So if you guys are hesitant about working on your own cars, give it a shot. You never know. You know, it feels good to save money. That's how I learned. This is my first time ever doing it, and hopefully this video helps some of you guys out. If you guys find this video helpful, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I think we got some fun projects coming up this year, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.